Young readers can soon look forward to more mother tongue content by local writers at the library. That's under a newly signed agreement between the National Library Board and the Lee Kuan Yew Fund for Bilingualism. Is to provide more resources and programs to promote bilingualism from a young age. For more on this initiative, we're joined by Zubaidah Mohsen. She's Senior Head of Malay Language at the National Library Board. The use of local stories or stories with a local setting to try to promote bilingualism in young children. Obvious reasons for that. Children who can relate to a local setting more likely to be interested in that story. Surely this is not the only reason for this.
Yeah, the signing of the MOU between NLB and the Lee Kuan Yew Fund for Bilingualism, we wanted to encourage young readers or young children by increasing the availability and accessibility to these popular mother tongue language titles. And these are not just for children, but also for their parents and educators as well. So we have chosen this local content basically because, yes, children can identify with them better, and also they can relate in terms of content, in terms of the storyline, and I think characters that they are familiar with. And we hope that as they read these stories, they could understand our Singapore's multicultural heritage and identity better, and also maybe be inspired to know more for their mother tongue. So actually for us, the NLB and LKYFB, we wanted to grow the pool of our Singapore talent, in writing the mother tongue content, so that we can ensure a constant supply of all these resources, not just in the print copy, but also in the e-content, or rather converted into the e-books. And so this would be available at our, we can provide this in our mobile app and also at our storytelling sessions.
Zubaidah, you mentioned earlier content, storyline, characters even. Could you give us a snapshot perhaps of these authors and books that NLB has chosen for this initiative?
Okay, we translated this, when we choose books for children, we have to ensure, there are critical reasons for selecting these titles, because we wanted to ensure that these are developmentally appropriate and age-appropriate titles for children. So there are important factors such as, the content itself should be relevant, the storyline, the plots, and how engaging these stories are, as well as perhaps they have cleverly incorporated our heritage and cultural elements in them as well. So, we hope to provide all these authors, the opportunity to also share this in activities in the library.
Some of the stories were translated into multiple languages. I take it some were not. How do you decide which ones should be translated into which languages and which ones should not? Or maybe just a few, not all of them. How do you make that kind of decision?
Okay, when we select these titles, or rather when we wanted to translate them, we ensure that we make sure that the content is actually suitable to the community that we are translating them into, so that they can relate, to that particular storyline. At the same time, some of these books have already been published in maybe more than one language. So it could be perhaps translated already into the Chinese version. So what we do is we want to translate, we can choose these to be translated into the Malay and the Tamil version if they are appropriate for the communities that we are targeting them to.
So we've been having a conversation really about translations. I'm curious to know what your take is on mother tongue, original mother tongue content. Would that make the stories, for example, more authentic? Are there plans to sort of boost efforts in that respect?
Okay, in my opinion, this effort to provide more resources to children is really an ongoing process. So the translation of English local titles is really our first step, translating them into our mother tongue languages. So this is a first step, and we really hope that this OU will really encourage more authors to come forward and write original stories in either Chinese, Malay, or Tamil, so that we can have more resources for children to use and to read and learn through this. Because by reading such stories, they could really learn about our own mother tongue communities, as well as our heritage in terms of the identity and the experiences that we go through as community. Yeah, that's the main reason that we start with the local English books. And yeah, we do hope definitely that original stories in the different languages like Chinese, Malay, and Tamil will be more, so that we can provide all these resources.
And a final question here. You would like them to write in their mother tongues, but do we actually have people who had that level of bilingual ability to be able to say, I write very well in English and I also write very well in Chinese or Malay? Do we have that level of talent in Singapore?
Okay, first of all, this MOU that we started we signed is for us to provide like grants and spaces and all that for all these authors to have more support in terms of publicizing their works, as well as more platform, like all these books that have been earlier supported by the LKYFB will be converted into the mother tongue language and in e-content format. So this will be available in the mobile apps and all that. So these are some of the support that we are giving the local writers, and then we also provide them with other opportunities to connect, say, with the industry experts, and they can make use also of the NLB's public libraries to launch the books that they have written, as well as to have community outreach programs and promote their works. So if you ask me, yes, I strongly believe that there are many hidden talents out there, that there are local talents that are, really raring to write more. In this past 3 years or so, we've seen a very healthy growth of local publishing output in the publishing scene in Singapore, and there are authors out there that could write even more.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Authors.
Oh, thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Madam Zubaidah Mohsen, Senior Head of Malay Language at the National Library Board.